It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the
Benjamin. Somebody said 420. What's up?
Do you want to drink?
No.
Caramel?
I'm not homeless, miss.
Sorry.
It's okay, don't worry.
Instead of her giving her money, she empowered her with a cup to collect money. Yo! I'm embarrassed for you.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this.
Tyson moved his hand to the side, and Diddy literally put his hand back right where it was. That's why Tyson had to move. Are you that bold to try Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson in the 90s, in his prime? If he's crazy enough to do that with Mike Tyson, then he's probably crazy enough to do a lot of stuff, bro. But I don't know. Who knows, bro? Who knows? I've never seen someone look so confused in my entire life. He looked so lost after Mike Tyson rejected him. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. They finna pull up on you, bro. The way they walking up, bro, I take them serious. After that second honk, they had enough. They got the golf clubs ready and everything. They walking up all calm, but they was about to swing them things.
Why
Absolutely
lesbian
not.
relationships don't last. Well, it is
That's
why.
going to get clipped.
Well, it is why. It is why. Because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
But she's going to be more sensitive to that. Well, so if you put two women together, well, you know, what do you think happens?
This just makes me realize men aren't the problem. They're going to be dissatisfied regardless if you make them happy or not.
I feel like as I get older, it's getting weirder and weirder that I'm not a girl's girl. And I'm not because of the way that I grew up. Like, I just had brothers, and I much rather play with them outside than do anything girly. And then I had a guy best friend, a guy roommate, and, like, him and all of our homies, like, we would go out together. Like, I wouldn't be, like, doing girly things, I guess. And then, I don't know. I feel like it's because I don't like the drama and the emotion. And I just like hang out with people that are funny and talk about like getting money. So, but anyways, like now that I'm getting older, it's like my guy friends are in relationships and married, and then I kind of have like not the same mentality as girls. Other reasons.
No offense, but it's like the same exact story with all the females. Like, y'all all think that y'all are different than what y'all really are. And I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. Y'all perception of yourselves is totally different. You're getting older and you're realizing the same thing the other women realize as well. Your story sounds exactly the same as them. And I just feel so... Like, I feel like I'm sounding like I'm being mean, but I'm really not. I'm just being honest.
We decided we was no longer going to talk to each other. It don't matter if me and you on the same video and my clip is the one that's going around. You don't have to post me on your page. Me and you didn't have to have another conversation to try to like air some things out when we had multiple conversations before it. And I never seen you in my life before we was on that TV show. You didn't have to clear the air so you ain't got bad blood out there with somebody like that, bro. That's all cat. Like, that's dragging gang. Like, and I ain't gonna lie. It's It's funny because
My
the
apologies for cut you off.
clout situation is extremely funny.
one
Like
second,
she
Connie.
doing everything for the clout, but she keeps speaking on clout. Like it's not righteous.
Yeah, he's trying his hardest, bro. He's on the brink. This is the example of a man that's on the brink of crashing out. All that. If I'm you, I wouldn't want to be in the middle of this.
Bro, what did you expect? You go on a dating show that's posted on social media all over the place and expect the women who are on that show to not want some clout? These aren't regular women. These are women who say, you know what? This is going to be on the internet. It's going to make me more Instagram famous or whatever. I want to be on here. You think they really wanted to date you for you? Any woman who wants to be on social media to get attention in any type of way, I don't trust in a relationship. I just don't. But to me, that's just common sense.
Like I said, I was a nurse for 13 years. I was a neonatal ICU nurse. I was the good girl that you guys love up until 35.
Nurses are red flags, to be honest.
Okay, that's fine. That's a red flag for you. It's a projection. But I was a nurse.
It's okay.
What
whatever.
is it, like studied red flag?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did actually have a study for nurses. I thought you might find it interesting. So it is true that nurses do not have more sexual contacts than women not working their profession. Point for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But more often betray their partners, up to 25% more often.
Yep.
And
Probably
more
'cause
than
we
other
work so
women,
much.
they have far more
Exactly.
oral sex, 70% to 50%, anal sex, 31% to 18%. They're far more promiscuous across the board.
Okay. I've never cheated on somebody, actually. And I'm a
Yeah,
nurse.
we
So I
understand
guess
you
I'm
may
the-
not have.
the green
We're
flag.
just looking at why nurses would be a red flag or not.
Okay, I get that.
It's just so crazy to me that out of all the professions, nurses are the ones who are the most promiscuous. And when I actually researched why, it says because their job is highly stressful and they work long hours and things like that. I guess that makes sense, but I don't know.
Women think they're so special and unique. Y'all don't realize you guys are more alike than you are different, and you guys are everywhere. But the type of guy you want is not.
Out of all the languages in the world, he chose to speak facts.
Is getting pregnant and having a child, is that not like considered like a serious thing anymore? Now, I can't call this baby mama culture because it takes two to tango, so I'm going to call this broken family culture. I feel like there's an epidemic right now of a lot of people having babies and a lot of people getting pregnant with no real thought of having like a family structure in mind. It's almost as if people are getting pregnant to prove a point or to try to keep somebody around. It's weird. It's weird. I'm not talking about the people who like they were in a relationship or they were married or something like that, and they ended up having a baby with the person and it just didn't end up working out because, like a lot of people say, babies change the dynamic of a relationship, but the people still try to co-parent. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people that are purposely procreating with someone in no hopes to have a family, and then either the father leaves or the mother tails off, or it's just a really fucked up environment that you're bringing a child to, and you knew you were bringing that child into that environment. And as a woman, I obviously think about pregnancy from a woman's perspective of before, during, and after. That is a lot to put your body and your mind and overall yourself through, just for anybody and anything. And I also feel like we are in a day of age where there are people that are getting pregnant, or women that are getting pregnant just to secure a bag. And they don't care how many baby daddies. They're looking at these kids as money. They're looking at them as money. And it's weird. And then the dad is not even looking at the kid at all because he don't want to be in the child's life at all. And it's like no one's thinking about what this can do to like their child in these situations, purposely creating these messed up environments for your child where they have to go back and forth between parent. And that's if the parents even like each other or care enough about each other to not argue, to not be spiteful, to just not be, you know, a certain way towards the other parent where it interferes with the relationship with the child. The Joy Chavez and Andrea Michelle situation.
On one end, I'm actually glad that women are starting to call this bull crap out. On the other end, the reason why there's so many broken families, especially in my community, is number one, females be choosing dudes that they know not going to be a good dad from the get-go, but they like his features, they like how he looks, and they want their children to look like the guy that they like. The number two reason is they get with a guy that they actually like for real, and he's a guy who actually wants to be involved in his child's life, but what happens is, oftentimes, as you can see in the percentages with the divorce, women usually get bored or tired of the relationship and they bail out. and they're looking for a whole new man. Meanwhile, the dad of the child wants to be in the child's life, but she don't want nothing to do with him no more. You see what I'm saying? So it's like on one end, the dude, they pick a guy who's just a deadbeat dad who want nothing to do with the child. Or on the other end, they get with a guy who actually wants to be a family, wants to have a family, wants to be a part of the child's life and raise the child, but she ends up getting tired of the man, which does not allow that man to raise his child in the house as a family. That right there was a violation.
I am 100% not being facetious when I say, after working with women for over 6 years to transform, level up in lots of different areas of their life, the ability that women have to gaslight themselves is absolutely otherworldly, and like it should be given like a Nobel Prize or something. The creativity and fantastical imagination that they have in order to be able to self-sabotage and gaslight to this level, gaslight themselves. Honestly, it's quite brilliant to watch. Like, I'm not being facetious. It's like, it always surprises me.
The definition of gaslighting, I looked it up, is manipulate someone using psychological methods into questioning their own sanity or powers of reasoning. And she said she's amazed at women's ability to gaslight themselves. Ma'am, I'm amazed at women's ability to gaslight men. And men actually be believing. To the men who never watched Kevin Samuels, I feel sorry for y'all. Because watching his content, his live streams taught you how to deal with a gaslighting woman. And by the way, I didn't even know what that word meant before I actually looked it up. Because I hear him say it all the time, but it makes no sense to me.
I popped the balloon because his tongue is white. Toothpaste is not that expensive. So I think a guy coming on a date is supposed to brush his teeth, right?
Wait, what's the color of the tongue?
My tongue is pink.
What's the color of the tongue?
Pink.
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 Okay,
Yours
so mine is white.
Yes, I think you should look at, if you have a phone, you can open it.
Wait a second, wait a second. Yo, these overseas balloon popping videos is on a whole nother level. Like ours is not touching theirs, bro. They be violating each other. They be straight disrespecting each other, bro.
I ain't want to dribble with my left, nothing. You know what I mean? I can't cross from, and people know who told me this? Patrick Beverly.
Okay.
Because he was like, if you going right, you going all the way to the basket. Your crossover is from left to right.
Right.
So if I put it in my right hand, and the only thing I could do was the cross with my left. I would have to go to the other side of the backboard and use my right. I ain't want to dribble with my left, nothing. You know what I mean? I was in.
Here's a fresh 24. Iverson behind his back. Yeah! Iverson on a quick slashing move. And the team that could score 30. Iverson. Wow! Iverson versus Sprewell. Takes it strong.
I mean, they need to win this game, and they need to make a statement about their home court advantage. Iverson.
The perfect spin off the glass. And Allen Iverson.
Then how in the world did he do all that with just his right hand in? That just goes to show you how good this guy was, because if he had both hands, he'd probably be averaging 40, 45. Look at his stats. He averaged multiple years. He averaged 30 points a game, which is crazy. Well, now that's like a norm, but back then that wasn't. And he didn't even have a left hand like that? It's almost hard to believe. If I ain't hear it out his mouth, I wouldn't even believe it.
Whenever a man texts me and says, I hope you have a good day, I hope you have a good week, I hope that you shut up. You right there. Get out of my face. Get out of my phone. Like, put some effort. Actually try to make me have a good day. You know, like, send me a coffee. Can you send me flowers? Can you send me you? Can you send me food? Bro, you telling me I hope you have a good day why would I have a good day just because you say that? Actually, you just pissed me off. Now you just pissed me off. My day went from bad to worse.
If this wasn't 2024, this would literally be unbelievable. But we've seen proof of this time and time again. It's believable. They never cease to amaze me. Like, are y'all ever going to change?